May I see your invitation, please?
Sure. Here's my invitation.
What's up guys, WOOO here, back again with another Division 2 build. Guys, I promised you a gimmicky skill build that is absolutely awesome. Now, do not look no further than this build. If you want something that's gimmicky, something that's novelty, but delivers so much bang for what you offer and what you put into the build, then guys, look no further. This delivers. It is so much fun. And guys, this game, we know content, it is stale as a dirty loaf of bread, it really is. So what it needs is fun injected. Guys, test this build out. It is awesome. You will not look past this build once you start using it. It is so much fun. So guys, if you enjoy the build, you enjoy the video, you know what to do, thumbs doodle. That helps. It helps the video, the channel, me. Yeah, thumbs doodle guys, it helps. And then of course guys, if you're new to the channel, drop the WOOO bomb on the sub button, ding the bell to be notified when I upload my shizzle. Guys, let's WOOO this. Peeps, guys, take a look at this. I'm going to go through this build and explain why it's freaking awesome. Now, first thing first is, Demolitionist is your chosen specialization. Why Mr. WOOO? And that's because 10% explosive damage goes such a long way on this build. It pays dividends to make sure you roll with Demolitionist. Stack as much explosive damage as possible to garner the most damage output you can for this setup. Demolitionist, big thumbs up. Also guys, that 5% damage you target out of cover for your teammates helps. It helps them to deal more damage. So guys, yeah, that really helps. Demolitionist, go to. Also guys, concussion grenade. Now you can see there guys, that is a very, very sexy high damage number of 1.969 million. Which is great. It really is. And basically what's going to happen is when I throw my Seeker or my turret, 1.5 seconds after landing, if any enemies are in that vicinity, they're in that radius, you know what's going to happen? They're going to get exploded. They're going to go boom. Simply because I'm running with a talent on the chest piece that makes this build, elevates it to another level. Make sure guys, you're rolling as much explosive damage on the build to make the most out of this particular grenade, concussion grenade. 726k armor, 285k health, 6 skill tiers guys, 6 skill tiers, that's optimal for this build. That's what you need. That will garner the most damage output you need to make sure you are shredding those pesky, horrible bullet sponge pieces of shit, also known as NPCs. So guys, 0 offensive, 0 defensive, 6 skill tiers. Let's go for the build. Now, the mask is Shine Light Industries Corporation. That's integral. Crucial you have one piece minimum. And that's because 15% explosive damage goes such a long way guys, so make sure Charm Light is utilised on your build at some point, somewhere. Skill damage, skill haste and skill haste as utility mod. Now the holster is the first piece of Grupo Sombra, and this is key again. You need 2-piece guys. To get the most out of this build, 2-piece is essential. Critic damage and the second piece is explosive damage at 15%. Guys, that's a huge fat whack. Skill haste and skill damage. My advice with this guys is when you're farming for this, when you farm in New York and you're looking for Grupo Sombra, what you need to make sure you look for is 2 attributes that are yellow, or one that's yellow that is skill damage, and get it as high as physically possible. If you get two yellow attributes, skill damage, skill haste, you're laughing all the way to the bank. It's great. Then all you need to do is reroll weapon damage as a core attribute to a skill tier. Job's a good one. That's where you need to be. The knee pads, guys, are a first piece of Hana-Yu. Hana-Yu gives me skill haste and skill damage, guys. Skill damage is integral to this build. It's just, you've got to have it. More skill damage, more boom. Simple. Skill haste, skill damage goes a long way, guys. That's what you need. The second piece of Grupo Sombra is explosive resistance and skill damage, guys. You know I would love skill haste to replace that. Beggars can't be choosers. RNG, it is what it is. All I've done is reroll that. It was about 14% weapon damage, a near god roll piece. Change that for 1 skill tier. And then again, I've got that sexy 10% skill damage, which goes a long way. The last piece of Hana-Yu is the name backpack, the Force Multiplier. And that is, again, skill damage, skill haste, and 11.9% critical hit damage. And once again, a future update will happen. Mods will be universal. So this red mod will, guys, yes, you've guessed it, you could utilize skill haste or skill repair. You can use whatever you want on the mod of your choice. At the moment, Hana-Yu, you know, the chest piece, the backpack, and the mask rolls with an offensive mod. So it is what it is, guys. But again, in the future, this could be re-rolled to a utility, or again, come a standard. The talent is perfect combined arms. Shooting an enemy increases total skill damage by 30% for 3 seconds. Guys, it's key, really key to deal some damage with this. Now, you don't have to use this if you don't want. If you want to go with tech support, that's also a great option for that 25% skill damage for, again, a decent duration. Of course, guys, I like to be a little bit risky for a biscuit to make sure I've got that 30% skill damage. So that's why I've opted for perfect combined arms. And plus it's Hana-Yu and I need the 2-piece. The chest piece is where the build shines, guys. It really does. So why even where? You have to have 1 piece because you need 10% skill damage. Skill damage 10%, 10.9% skill haste, 11.5% skill haste as a utility mod. And then this amazing, underutilized, but awesome talent, explosive delivery. Whenever you throw a skill, 1.5 seconds after landing, it creates an explosion, damaging enemies within 5 meters. Damage scales with skill tier, dealing 25 to 100% damage of a concussion grenade. So guys, you look, I am at skill tier 6. So we go back to concussion grenades, guys. Yes, you've guessed it, 1.969 million damage. That will deal that to 1 enemy within that 5-meter radius. If there are multiple enemies, and guys, you utilize this very tactically, very strategically, you know you'll be laughing all the way to the exploded bank because there's going to be a hell of shit to pay with these NPCs because you're going to get so much explosive damage through the roof. You've seen the footage, it kicks ass. This chest piece is awesome. Again, I'd love, again, a little bit more skill haste, but, you know, is what it is. But loving this talent, this is great. Just to, again, reiterate and just to clarify a few things, you don't have to use the skills that I'm using. You don't. Just look at, again, skills that you deploy. I've used this with the pulse, the remote pulse, guys, and it's a lot of fun. However, it's highly situational. Every 10 seconds, you can throw a pulse bomb. And yeah, it's a little bit of fun. Yeah, it's okay. But again, it's a lack of damage output, in my opinion. I'd rather go for what I'm going for now once we go for the skills. So you have so many different options. You can use the decoy with this. You can even use the shock trap. Yes, guys, you can use a shock trap and get 1.9 million damage from that explosion. Something to bear in mind. A bit finicky, but it's possible. Love this talent, guys. Don't sleep on it. Test it. You will not look back. Weapon-wise, first weapon is the Harmony. Now, I do tend to mix things up with the weapons. I'll go from the Harmony to the Surge. Again, depends what I'm doing. Depends what's deployed. If my turret's deployed, then I'll primarily use the Harmony. Because, again, I want In Sync to be procced. I want everything all singing or dancing. If my turret is not deployed and I throw my Seeker Mine, what I will do, guys, I will utilize the surge for that 25% skill damage from the off. And that's all we need to do is pop a headshot and I'm laughing. I don't have to do anything else. So that's, again, I do fluctuate and I use whatever I need to in the situation. So use what you want, guys, but trust me, Harmony is awesome. Just make sure the turret's deployed for that consistent tick damage and proccing the perfectly in sync talent, which is hitting an enemy grants 20% skill damage for 5 seconds. Using a skill or damaging an enemy with a skill grants 20% weapon damage for 5 seconds. Damage increases double where both buffs are active at the same time. And that's why it's nice to have the turret doing that tick damage. That will proc the second talent on the talent. And then you look at the first one, hitting an enemy. Yeah, so again, guys, you get that 20% skill damage and also combined arms comes into play. And then if they're both all singing or dancing, it's going to be doubled. You know you're going to hit so hard with your skills. So that's why I'm utilising this. Critic chance, rounds, critical chance, and critical damage. Now, the secondary is the Surge, and again, I like this weapon. Always have. I never get a decent roll one. I must have had about 10, and they've all been trash, in all fairness, but it's all about the talent perfect spike. Headshots grant 25% skill damage for 15 seconds. Nice, guys. It is. It's beautiful. And again, with this, again, I'll utilise this before I'm using any skills. Utilise my Seeker, I'll chuck that, and then, guys, pop perfect spike. Nice damage there. And then, again, pop the turret. Again, guys, you can see where I'm going now, and I just go back and forth, spamming the skills. Critic chance, rounds, critic chance, and critical chance again. Sidearm is the Liberty. Again, I don't use it at all, but it's there. I could use the backup boomstick and I like the look of it and all that jazz, but in all fairness, Liberty is what it is. Keep it there. It's all about the two weapons of choice, primary, secondary. That's what's going to garner the damage output on this build. Now, guys, let's take a look at the skills. The first skill is this. Now, this always happens. I always forget, guys. I always forget. It's getting old. I need to disable this bad boy, and then we'll look at the cooldowns. And if they don't work, then I know what they are anyway. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, I told you it wouldn't work. Now let's go for the turret first, guys. Okay, the cooldown is 11.6 seconds. Nice. The damage is 112k. You know, guys, this will be elevated once the stars are aligned, the talents on the backpack, and the weapons are active. I'm laughing. Really am. And that's why it's absolutely key using these two weapons, the Surge and the Harmony. Or again, weapons that have these talents on, in sync and perfect spike, or spike, to garner as much damage as you can. In terms of mods, damage, max skill haste, and 7.9% health. Now let's check these Seekers. Have they changed? No, guys, they're still not changed. It's about a 17-second cooldown. There you go. 17 seconds, but the damage, 4.746 million damage. The radius is 5.2 meters. The bleed duration is 7 seconds. You guys spec into status effects if you want more bleed duration. And guys, yeah, it shreds. It just, so many bangs on this build. It's crazy. Damage-wise, look at that, a near-max roll there. Health for 7% and a 4.8% damage mod there. And guys, yeah, it's awesome. It really, really is. And again, I'll demonstrate now in the range, but we'll just look at the stats. Again, your weapons are not doing the work. Your weapons are just proccing the damage output from the skills. So the weapons are key, but the damage output, you know, will be minimal anyway. And they're just, again, as a nuisance, just to proc your talents to deliver as much bang on this build. So guys, let's take a look at the skill haste. It's 99.7%, which is decent, guys. Could be a little bit better, but again, I'll take that. Now let's just show you how powerful this is. Firstly, we're on very hard. I'm just going to chuck this on here. Look, there's my Seeker Mine, and just watch the double boom. You can see, just blows this shit up twice. So drops 1.5 seconds. Any NPCs in that radius of 1.5, that 5 meter radius, 1.5 seconds later they're going to get exploded. And it's a near 2 million damage. Then we have the assault turret, which we know does a shift anyway. You can see, guys, yeah, look at the damage on that. The damage is lovely. That's near 10 million damage just from me spamming those 4 or 5 NPCs. It's really, really good. delivers a lot of bang, and that's what you want, guys. That's what you want on the build. That's what you want when you're doing PvE. You want to absolutely shred. So that's the base. Let's in sync. Let's just kick that. Let's just give an idea what we're looking at in terms of damage. And again, that's over 200k. That's decent. It's not amazing, guys. It isn't amazing, but it's decent. And that's, again, exactly what you want. And with the surge, 165k. But you know, guys, when you're using perfectly in sync, it's a lot more damage. Damage goes through the roof. I regularly hit over 7 million with this explosive seeker. I've got to about 7.8 million as a max. That's awesome, guys. It really is. And that's what you need. You need something that's going to hit so hard. And the turret does the work. Procs the skill, talent. Again, in sync. You can see that procking now. When I shoot there, that procs the other two talents. And that's over 200k. Again, guys, this could be much higher. We know that. But it's all about this. The explosive damage twice from the Seeker. And, guys, yes, from the explosive delivery talent, which is awesome. It really is. So, guys, hope you enjoyed the build video. This is a really gimmicky, fun build. Loving this PvE. Once you set it up, don't look back, guys. It's that good. Of course, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.